Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is looking to be the best Smash experience ever created, with the E3 Direct appealing to just about every demographic of Smash fan. Melee fans got their roster back, as well as tons of techniques to make the game more esport viable. Brawl fans got back Snake, Wolf, and Pokemon Trainer, while Smash 4 fans get to keep the same roster, the same stages, while also getting the chance to experience older fighters in a new game. Overall, it's looking bright for the Smash series, and I've found myself suckered into the hype, and quite badly in fact. Smash is on the mind, and I've decided to create a video dedicated to the main obsession of my Smash desires, and it all centers around a single character, quite possibly my only real want from this game. For those of you not in the know, I am a massive fan of the Golden Sun franchise, a trio of RPGs developed for the GBA and the DS, with the first two Game Boy Advance games releasing in 2001 and 2002, whilst the 2010 DS game continues the story of those games 20 years later. However, for the purposes of this video, I'll be focusing on the first of the three games, Golden Sun from 2001. Golden Sun's main protagonist is a teenager called Isaac, who is a Venus adept and wields the power to bend Earth to his will, via a powerful force known as Synergy. Synergy comes in four distinct forms, Venus being Earth, Mars being fire, Mercury being ice, and Jupiter being wind. Isaac, with the powers of a Venus adept, is a versatile fighter who, if put into Smash, has a wealth of potential movesets that could be implemented. And it's not like Isaac's a nobody character. The first Golden Sun game sold over 1 million copies, and for a Game Boy Advance game that's an RPG created by the guys who made the Mario sports games? That's damn impressive. And Isaac was the lucky protagonist and became the face of Golden Sun. You see, Isaac is a character I've wanted in Smash since the Brawl days, or at least as long as I've really played Smash. I played Golden Sun when I was a young boy, with the game being in Spanish because I was living in Spain at the time, so I grew very attached to the game and was proud of beating Golden Sun because it was in a foreign language, but I still understood the story, the characters, and loved it. And had I been aware of Smash demand for Brawl pre-release, my little old self would have been on the Isaac bandwagon in an instant. I loved him as a kid, absolutely adored him. And Isaac did actually make it into Brawl, along with a music track, as an assist trophy. Now, that was pretty awesome in itself, and as we've seen with Little Mac, it is possible for fighters to come from such humble trophy backgrounds. His effect as a trophy used the Synergy move, which was used for some of the more basic puzzles in Golden Sun, and was basically an ethereal spectral hand that you could summon and use to push items in other parts of the game world. And it was an interesting usage of his powers to force people off of the stage in Smash Bros. It was pretty unique, interesting, and could have been developed into an awesome moveset. So, Smash 4 came around, and I hoped to God that Isaac would be viable. Sure, Dark Dawn, the third game in the franchise, had just flopped and basically killed any hope of a sequel, although I still enjoyed it, but since when had franchise relevancy meant a 0% chance to Smash? By that logic, there were many vets who shouldn't be on the roster, though their iconic status was all that kept them there. Obviously, people will point to Sakurai, saying that, you know, if you don't have a good franchise, your newcomer potential is going to be killed somewhat, but that doesn't mean there's a 0% chance. It really killed me though when I discovered the horrible truth. Isaac's assist trophy was removed from the game, despite being one of the more popular trophies from Brawl, and yet Golden Sun received a second music track from Dark Dawn, making us Golden Sun fans very confused. They removed our poster boy from being an assist trophy, despite the fact that the first two Golden Sun games had earned Isaac his spot there, but still bothered to add a new music track. And on top of that, if we're going by the argument that Golden Sun didn't have a new game, other franchises such as Advance Wars also fell into the same category, and yet Advance Wars got their assist trophy. there are some theories floating around that Isaac could have been in development, either as an assist trophy or a character, but was cut due to 3DS limitations. Imagine having to create the synergy hand in 30 FPS on a 3DS screen and not have it be janky. I kind of understand why, if this theory is true, which it is a complete rumor, they would remove him. But on the other side of the coin, he could have been removed because he wasn't relevant. His franchise's last game crashed and burned, and he suffered for it, much to the dismay of Isaac Preachers and Golden Sun players. And I'm hoping against all hope that that is not the reason he was cut, but we'll never know because Sakurai never really discusses this stuff. So, after Smash 4 was released, we all thought hope was lost. That was until the fateful day when Sakurai announced the Smash ballot. I voted for Isaac first thing, and the surge of popularity for Isaac was very tangible in the circles I was in, yet DLC seemed reserved for third-party characters and Bayonetta, so we were sadly cast aside once more. But I always wondered why the ballot would only be used to grant Bayonetta access to Smash. Why not use the results to figure out potential newcomers for a Smash 5? And this is why I have hope. Smash Bros. Ultimate is a celebration of everything Smash has ever been and ever was. Old fighters, stages, items, Pokemon, and assists will hopefully be returning, yet Isaac hasn't been seen. In fact, there are quite a few notable absences, such as Ashley from the WarioWare franchise, Dark Samus from Metroid, Dylan from Dylan's own franchise, and Shadow the Hedgehog. Where are these characters? Are they cut, being saved for a future direct, or what? With Isaac, it's harder to gauge whether him not being in the direct is a good result or not, because he wasn't in Smash 4, and that means we have no idea if he was even planned for this game, unlike Ashley, Dark Samus, or Shadow the Hedgehog, who were all featured in Smash 4. But seeing fan favorites like Lindis from Fire Emblem, Waluigi from the Mario Sports franchise, Takamaru, Sukapon, and Bomberman as assist trophies and not as characters like everyone was expecting, it only stands to reason that Isaac might just have a shot. With a game based on fan service, where Isaac has had a steadfast community of followers since pre-Brawl, he has been on Sakurai's radar. He was an assist in Brawl, and his franchise has music tracks in the past games. We don't know how well he did on the ballot, or even if he made an impact, but Isaac is constantly being seen in popularity polls that have been held over the last year, and for us Golden Sun fans, we know the truth. This is Isaac's final opportunity to become playable. If he doesn't make it into Ultimate, he'll never make it into Smash. But with such a rich moveset of synergy, Jin attacks, summons, and on occasion, actual weapons, I think it would be a genuine waste to say no to our golden boy. Ridley, someone who has been asked for since the 64 days, and who everyone has been naysaying for the longest time, managed to make it in. And depending on the next newcomer we get announced, we'll know for sure where this roster is heading and whether Isaac has a chance. But Billy, what about new IPs? Well, ignoring the fact that the Game Boy Advance era is severely underrated as far as characters go, Nintendo's newest IP is ARMS, and the creator of the series even admitted in an interview that ARMS was really too new to be considered for Smash at just a year old, though he was glad to hear people thinking about the series in that way. Third-party characters could take up the majority of the newcomer slots, and that is a genuine possibility, but it wouldn't feel right if we had more third-party than first-party newcomers, at least in the base game if we're not including Echo Fighters. And as for popular characters like Rex and Pyra, or even a new Pokemon Fire Emblem character, it may simply be too late in development. Xenoblade 2 came out in December last year. It feels far too recent to have a rep in Smash, at least in the base roster, and given the fan service nature of this game, I'm personally hoping that Nintendo chooses to ignore the model of advertisement fighters like Corrin, who are only added to promote their newest game. So perhaps Xenoblade 2 can be saved till DLC and give those Smash characters like Isaac, who have tried time and time again to become playable, the chance they deserve. And if we're talking about Pokemon and Fire Emblem characters, Fire Emblem already has an oversaturation of characters within the franchise, and that is very clear from vocal fan backlash. As for Pokemon, while it is logical to assume we're going to get at least one new Pokemon rep, you could also say that because the Pokemon trainer has returned, that actually brings down the chances of us seeing new Pokemon added, especially when Decidueye seemed to be the big massive pick among the community, and then Ivysaur comes back in to take away that grass starter type position. And as for Fire Emblem, the latest Fire Emblem game isn't going to be coming out until 2019, and perhaps we could see them as a DLC character like Corrin, which, you know, might be a little bit better after we've gotten all the really wanted characters out of the way. And this isn't taking into account what Isaac's inclusion would do for Golden Sun. Camelot might stop making Mario sports games for a moment and give their RPG giant another whirl, be it with a remake of the GBA games or a Golden Sun 4 continuing the story from Dark Dawn. Seeing a new generation being able to appreciate Isaac, it's almost too much to handle. We've seen what Smash can do for old franchises. Kid Icarus got an entirely new game based on Pit's inclusion in Brawl. Ice Climbers were barely relevant and yet they soared to popularity through Smash. The Mother franchise managed to gain popularity through Ness's inclusion in the original Super Smash Bros., and let's not forget Fire Emblem being able to come over to the West thanks to the inclusion of Marth and Roy in Melee. Smash could revitalize Golden Sun. And I'm hoping it does. If Isaac is announced for Smash Bros. Ultimate, I will cry, probably break down. I probably won't be okay for a few days. He's been a character I've wanted for 10 years of my life now. And that, for me, is half of my life. That'll be just under half of my life when Smash Ultimate comes out, just 6 days after my birthday. I honestly get emotional just thinking about the concept of his reveal. And I'm hoping above all hope that this year, with Smash Bros. Ultimate, we'll exit this lost age, and the Dark Dawn will give away to the light of the Golden Sun, which will rise again for our golden boy. Isaac, I support you, and I am praying for your inclusion. Thank you everyone for watching.